Hello everyone and welcome back to Bacon at last. Also welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore. I pretend like I didn't mess that up. Anyway, let's get back into it. Sorry it's taken so long. I had a lot going on, in particular with my sleep. Really do wish he would talk to me. Oh boy, I don't know. We're gonna go for the first one. Chev, how can I help you if you don't tell me the truth? Lucette. He sighs. Most of them were friendly. And the ones who weren't? Princess, you have a scary look on your face. Say the word and I will hunt them down. In the very least, they should know that disrespecting Chevalier is tantamount to disrespecting me. Princess, you really don't need to worry so much. These battles are mine to fight. Except you don't fight at all, Chev. You just smile and nod. I prefer pacifism. In the end, this conversation has gotten us nowhere. What do you propose I do about my more troublesome patience? I am surprised by the quiet determination in his eyes. I don't want you to needlessly worry about me. I know you have a lot on your plate. When I do not say anything, Chevalier sighs and pulls off his glasses. He actually looks really... he actually kind of looks better without his glasses. And usually I'm the opposite way. I'm like, please, keep your glasses on at all times, even when we're in bed. Thank you. He regards me silently with his violet eyes, gaze somber. I notice he only takes off his glasses when it's just the two of us. He's much easier to read when he's not wearing them. Well, what have you done in the past with troubling patience? For once, Chevalier looks at a loss for words. While he is still distracted, I take the opportunity to quickly pull the uncompleted scarf from beneath me and fold it up. Then, before Chevalier can question what it is, I tuck it in a drawer and turn back to him. Forgot she was sitting on the scarf that might be full of needles! How mysterious. I clear my throat. Chev, do you ever think about what is good for you? I know the answer to that question too, but I enjoy the bewilderment on his face when I say it aloud. What a silly question, Lucette. Of course I do. I eye him skeptically. I think maybe you should spoil yourself more often. Chevalier's look of shock perhaps emboldens me more than it should. Before he can object, I grab his glasses off the bed and settle them on the bridge of my nose. Sorry, let me try that again. I tilt the glasses in the hope that I can make them glint in the same way Chevalier does. I think maybe you should spoil yourself more, Chev. Chevalier's shock disappears, replaced by bemused glee. Oh, I don't think so at all. After all, I think I'm the luckiest man in the world to be spoiled by you. Being spoiled by others and spoiling yourself are two different things. Oh, my princess, your words take on an even more sophisticated air with the glasses. Although, he laughs. I'm sorry, even though I'm sure you wear my glasses better than I do. I can't appreciate your beauty because I can't see you. Just how bad is your eyesight? Miserable. I'm sitting right next to you. Not close enough, I'm afraid. I am kind of curious about what his eyesight is. Like, is he far-sighted, nearsighted? What's up? I sigh out, but in the end, shift closer so that I can lean my head on his shoulder. I was right. Your eyes are scintillating behind those glasses. Are they sparkling? What? Are the glasses sparkling? Sparkling? You always somehow manage to make your glasses shine. Ah, I'm afraid that is my secret technique, princess. I thought you would say that. Thank you for trying to cheer me up, Lucette. And for reminding me about something so important. I think the glasses do make you more convincing, by the way. I haven't seen a crystal. Or, in this case, a clock. I have no doubt that they are the reason you are so silver-tongued. Chevalier looks horrified as I hand him his glasses back. You make them sound like magic. It is not so strange to think that someone might have charmed them. You don't think I was just born charming? I wonder. So, again, I have to mention this. I understand why there are people who do like him, especially after the sequel. Because a lot of the terrible things he does, he doesn't keep up with after a few chapters. So it is easy to kind of eventually forget, especially if you're just trying to, you know, enjoy yourself. And right now, for instance, this has been a pretty cute exchange too. So again, it is easy to forget that they were just making fun of Cinna, like insulting him, laughing at him, being really condescending. And that was after practically begging him for his help. And then when he's finally giving him his help, they were nasty to him, treating him literally like he was a small toddler or something. Like, they weren't even treating him like his age. They were treating him less than that. And in the first place, you shouldn't be treating him like a child at all, given his station and given that you need him. So, I get why some people can kind of like him. I will never think that he's superior to any of the other love interests whatsoever, though. I still cannot forget the absolutely horrid way that he behaved around Karma, how he behaved around the other women. It's great that he stopped a good deal of that shit, it seems like, but I can't just forget that stuff. I can't. Chevalier looks sure of himself when he puts the glasses back on. You promise that if someone bothers you, you'll come to me? I never keep secrets from you, Lucette. I never have and I never will. Unless they're meant to be surprises, then that is a different thing entirely. He gives me a pointed look, a mischievous smile curling his lips. I'm sure you understand the excitement of keeping a secret. I shrug as nonchalantly as I can manage. I will not rise to his bait. He's not finding out about my scarf. Anyway, other than a few disagreeable patients, everything has been splendid. I am enjoying the work so far. So long as I can help someone, I'm satisfied. It may not be the kind of work he's used to, but I hope Chevalier's patients will treat him well. The more I think about it, the more I question the reason why Chevalier moved his patients here to the palace in the first place. He said that he did it because the king personally offered him a job and he couldn't refuse, but... Chev, you didn't just move to the palace because of my father's proposition, did you? Oh no, I wanted the change of location. I get to be closer to you this way. But... Chevalier puts a finger to my lips. No buts, lovely princess. I've moved my practice here because I wanted to. You know how long I've thought about this. From what I remember, it was not very long at all. But Chevalier does not lie to me, so I will believe him. Ugh. The tide of our conversation changes after that. Chevalier asks me about my day, and I am forced to make up a lie on the spot to avoid telling him the truth. We just talked about honesty, but oh dear. We talk for a while after that until I am forced again to attend to my responsibilities. I didn't see a clocky doodle, so we're gonna save right here. Chess. And over here, we're gonna load and do the other decision. It would stink if it's the other decision, to be honest, unless it turns out to be pretty cute too, because that other decision was... But then again, so was the first decision. The first decision, choosing the other option, to me was sweeter, more emotionally impactful, more romantic. So I kind of am worried that they're shooing away from them being equal partners. And again, more about Lucette becoming his submissive little princess or something similar to it. I don't want that. I trust Chevalier. I have faith that if things get too difficult, he will talk to me. You know, I will always be here to listen to your concerns. Just as there are things I would rather do alone, there are things he too must want to figure out on his own. Being able to support him in that endeavor is enough. Thank you, Lucette. As always, you are the brightest, most glorious ray of sunshine in my life. And the best listener. That is high praise coming from the actual best listener. He responds to the compliment with a soft kiss to my forehead. Oh no. Oh no. I will never tire of your compliments, my sweet princess. He pauses, suddenly looking thoughtful. Do you mind if I ask you a question? And the thing about the first option was it was also made to make you feel bad that you woke him up. Like, even though things progress between the two of you, and again, it seems sweeter, more romantic, a little more on equal ends of things. Like, he's being there for her just as much as she's being there for him kind of thing, or at least attempting to. Like, the first time, he was there for her. And then this time, she was there for him. And both times, it's kind of pushing him a little bit, yeah. But it should be okay to talk to your partner about these things. And the first one was made to make you feel guilty, and the second one was just, it seems so sweet. He opened up with her. They built more trust, and this time it's just, now we're just gonna keep our own separate lives. I'll be here if you need me, but, you know, we're not gonna actually talk about it or anything like that. And it also kind of indicates that she might be a little too aggressive for him or something like that. I can't agree with these decisions. Why are the right decisions the ones where she just backs off and she's, again, on the submissive side? Why? I hate how... Oh, I just hate his routes. Of course not. What do you propose I do about my more troublesome patients? Okay. There we go. Alright, and now we're here. Gonna save. You hear some puppies in the background. They are whining and barking. They have to be in the room for a temporary time. After I finished all of my daily obligations, I head to the forest for my last meeting. Dolores is waiting for me in the clearing with the usual smirk on her face. I can sense the buildup of her spell moments before she casts it. Moments before her spell slams into me, I erect a small shield to block her magic. I sigh as her magic shatters my shield. It is nice to see you too, Delora. She always greets me like this. She says it's to keep me on my toes. Nice weather we're having tonight, isn't it? She looks at me curious. Where's Casanova? He didn't follow you out tonight? He tried, but I didn't let him get very far. In fact, I froze his feet to the ground to make sure he stayed in place. It was obvious he needed the rest. Delora just snorts. And see, she still cares about his rest and still gives him opportunities to sleep. I hate how they went out of their way to make you feel guilty for waking him up, for asking him to be your partner when you needed him. I don't know. You two are perfect for each other. You're both stubborn as rocks. I dismiss the word with a wave of my hand and prepare myself for Delora's next spell. Our training session begins as it always does, with Delora throwing spells at me and giving me only moments to counteract. We review shields, then basic offensive magic, and then charms. We are nearly onto object summoning when it occurs to me to ask about Senna. When he first arrived in Angiel, he watched these practices from the sidelines. But tonight he was nowhere to be seen. How is Senna? Are you actually worried for him? Or are you just wary because he's been so difficult lately? Both. Worry no more. Senna's turned over a new leaf. She pauses and gives a nearly imperceptible shrug. Well, half a leaf at least. Half? He's a skeptic at heart, so it will take a bit for him to open up completely, but what you said must have left an impression on him. How? She didn't really say much. I guess in the end it makes sense you could help him best. The two of you are very similar after all. Not really. She flashes a feline smile. I don't understand what this whole thing about comparing two people who are vaguely, like super vaguely similar. Like maybe at their, just the tiniest bit of their core. 1/18th at the biggest fraction. And you're saying they're similar. She flashes a feline smile at me. I roll my eyes. I will not give in to her teasing. I know he can be difficult sometimes, but Senna really is a good kid. I hope your talk with him could show you that. He said that he did not want to repeat Parfai's mistakes. I'm glad his reasons were not selfish. He may act like a skeptical old man, but he's a kid at heart. He's definitely easier to deal with than a certain ice princess was. Was he? Is he now? Is he now? Huh. You know who's easier to deal with than a certain... No, you know what? No. We're moving on. She raises an eyebrow at me. Is it really necessary to keep bringing up the past? You speak as if you've had lots of experience with children, but you only compare Senna and me. The smirk falls from Delora's face abruptly. I just realized that I never told you about her, huh? Her? Delora crosses her arms against the cold. I am taken aback by how small she suddenly looks beneath the shadow of the canopies. Laria, or Laria, my little girl. Laria? That sounds better. Laria, my little girl. You have a daughter? Had. I lost her during the war. Whatever words I have been about to say lodge in my throat. When I look at Delora again, she is frowning up at the starry sky. At times like this, when it is impossible to change what's happened in the past, there is only one thing I can say. I am sorry. Delora shakes her head. It wasn't your fault. You don't need to apologize. For a long time, the two of us stand there looking at the stars, and then hesitantly, I break the silence. What was she like? Dolores smiles wistfully. She was a lot like you and Senna. Are you sure about that? Because if she was, maybe you would have been nicer to Lucette, I'm thinking, and you wouldn't be as angry with Senna as you were before. She was free-spirited to a fault and always spoke her mind, and even though she never admitted to being a soft-heart, she would always jump to the defense of others. Okay, that is kind of similar then, but I just... Apparently all children are the same, because Senna and Lucette are not alike, and even this is just vaguely similar to the two of them. Vaguely. I used to tease her all the time and she'd get embarrassed and snap at me. She was my greatest treasure. Did you tease her the same way you did Lucette? 'Cause if so... My mind whirls supplying images of humans attacking Dolores' daughter. How could they have hurt a child? Well, we know who killed her daughter. It was Lucette's mom. Dolores seems to read the question from my expression. She was killed during the war by Hildur. Okay, so they didn't change up the plot like they did with her dad. It is as if the air is torn from my lungs. I suddenly feel cold, empty. I was unsympathetic to Hildur. She believed that the only way to show me how much she was suffering as the Cinderella was to make me suffer. So, not only did Parfait not take her or anything that was happening to her seriously, you also chose not to take anything that was happening to Hildur seriously? Why? So she took away the person I loved most. Delora, You don't have to say you're sorry, Lucette. For a long time I've been wondering if I should even tell you this story. I never wanted you to blame yourself, but now you know, after everything you've gone through, that you are not like Hildur. Why weren't you more sympathetic to Hildur? Why weren't you more sympathetic to the witches that were dying? Why weren't you more sympathetic to the fact that Hildur felt every freaking death? Why weren't you more sympathetic? I don't understand. That makes you a pretty terrible person, I'm gonna be honest. When Hildur killed my daughter, I thought I'd never get another chance to have someone like her in my life. But then you came along, and I treated you like garbage. It was just playful nonsense, though, don't worry. Her smile mellows. I think if Lorea had grown up, she would have been a lot like you, Lucette. And now I have the honor of watching over a taciturn fairy, too. Did I say that word right? Taciturn? I don't think I did. Oh well. Lucky me, being able to watch over both the Cinderella and Lucis Bearer. She steps close enough to set a hand on my shoulder. I know you said that in your nightmares your mother told you you weren't good enough, but I know that's not true. I got to witness your magical strength every time you practice, and I know firsthand how dedicated you are. I cannot help but smile. Even though my heart is heavy with so many revelations, Dolores' words make the burden easier to bear. I have Chevalier and everyone at the Marchand to thank for that. Dolores grins at me. Well, of course. But you remember what Parfait used to say? Goodness is innate in everyone, which was proven to not be true in the slightest, multiple times. She taps my chest. So really, you had it in you all along. She draws her hand away with a grin. Just love how we can have these emotional talks again, ignoring everything that happened in the intro, as well as throughout a good deal of the route. So, do you feel better now? I should be asking you that. Dolores shakes her head. What's in the past is in the past. Honoring Lorea's memory is all I can do for her now. Honoring her memory. I hope Sin and I are able to do that for Parfait and Mother. Dolores backs away. No more getting sidetracked. Show me what you've got, princess. The lesson continues into the night. It is obvious, however, that Dolores and I have our minds on different things. I have no doubt she's thinking about Lorea. And me. I need to do my best to honor my own mother and to keep those I love from suffering. And that includes Chevalier. Alrighty. So, we're gonna go ahead and save right here. I'm also going to go ahead and end things. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am Bacon. I'm glad to be back. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. And if you like me, feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that lovely stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.